Alright, it is time to do the oil change on this Z900. As you can see, I've got 600 miles on the bike. So the first tools that I've got is a 17mm wrench and then the tool to take the oil filter off. You can ignore the oil funnel because I don't use that until the second part of this. I'm going to start by removing the oil drain bolt. You're about to hear the sirens that were going off in the background. I didn't actually hear these while I was doing the oil change, but you can hear them clearly in the video. I was unscrewing the bolt kind of slow because I was trying to get the least amount of oil on me as possible. Now I'm just cleaning the excess oil and debris off of the bolt, and then I'm going to set it to the side. Moving up to the front of the engine, I'm going to go ahead and take off the oil filter now. If you notice too, the oil drain bolt washer just fell off into the oil. I'll recover that later. While the oil's draining, let's go ahead and remove this screw. That way we can make sure that there is no resistance on letting all of the oil out. Here's the 4 quarts of oil, the oil filter that I'm going to be putting back in with the part number. Make sure you have the rubber O-ring around the oil filler cap. I'm just going to add some oil in the oil filter here. I'm also going to make sure that there is some oil around the O-ring that seals the oil filter to the engine. Now, I do have a tool to unscrew the oil filter, but you should note that you should never put an oil filter on with more than the force that you can do with your hand. You should never use any additional tools to screw that oil filter onto your engine, or it'll make it extremely difficult to pull off the next time that you do an oil change. Make sure the crush washer is also installed on the bolt before you screw it in. Always make sure you're cleaning the excess oil off whenever you're working on engines. Don't forget to tighten your oil drain bolt back up. Refer to the manual for the torque specifications. This bike specifically takes 4 quarts of oil. When you think you've put enough oil in, go ahead and make sure that you are checking the oil levels by standing the bike straight up. The oil level should be in between the 2 lines on the right hand side of the viewing window. Before installing this, make sure that the O-ring is there. Clean, clean, clean. Alright, let's start it up, make sure there's no oil leaks.
out here just driving around, making sure there's no issues with the oil. I didn't see any leaks, so we should be good for a while. I don't know what the next interval of the oil change is, but I'll definitely have to look at it soon. I don't think it's for a while. I might not even have to do it again this year, we'll see. The oil filter and the oil, everything that I bought all together was between 60 and 70 USD. It's kind of expensive for that type of oil. I think that each quart of oil was about $13. The oil filter, I don't remember how much it was. I think it was somewhere between $12 and $20, but I don't remember the exact details. But a lot more expensive to change the oil in this thing than quite a few other things. I don't think my car even costs that much to change the oil in it, and I use the premium stuff in that car as well. It's a pretty chilly day out here today. It's only about 60 degrees, and it's supposed to rain here in a few hours, so I have a limited amount of time to ride today. But I wanted to get that oil change done and get in a little bit of riding time today. I'm not going to be going out to any of my normal places and just kind of riding around town right now. Well, I say town, but I'm not really in a town, but around the town, I guess. Definitely looks pretty gloomy out here today. Probably should have put the underliner under this jacket on. It has a waterproof membrane that came with it. It would help reduce the wind temperature as well, I believe. I know when I have it on, it feels kind of stuffy though. I haven't actually rode with it on, so maybe riding with it on isn't as stuffy. But when I was first trying the jacket on, I know it was a little bit too warm to be wearing it around without any type of wind coming through.
This is where I'm going to end the video, guys. Thanks for stopping by.